Good morning, dear devotees. Good morning, friends. Let us begin with the chanting about the Atman, and we will now discuss about the Astavakra Samhita. Atma Shakshi Vibhu Purna Ekamukta Chidakriyaha Asango Nispriha Shanto Brahmat Samsaravan Ibaha. The self is witness, Atma Shakshi. Vibhu and Purna is all pervading and Purna perfect. Eka Mukta is one without second, and it is free. Chit Akriyaha, it is consciousness and it is unattached. Asango Nispriha Shanta, it is desireless and it is quiet, and through illusion it appears as if it is of the world. Brahmat Samsara Vaniva. In this only 4 lines in the Astavakra Samhita, the first chapter, 12th verse, it gives the complete description of the Atman and those who try to realize that Atman, the Brahma Jnana. Where is the problem? So we will discuss about that. But before that, I like to congratulate you, my friends, my devotees, for the happy Independence Day. Today is the 4th of July, the day to remember the motto, that is the life, liberty and pursuit of happiness. And very interestingly, we are also pursuing for the happiness, but in a completely different way, in a spiritual approach to happiness. We are also wanting the liberation. We want to get liberated, but completely in a spiritual perspective. Our liberation is from the bondage, and our life, the eternal life. So life we want, the students of the Astavakra Samhita, our life is eternal life. Our freedom is freedom from the desire, from the bondage, and our pursuit of happiness is completely free from any desires. So this is the wonderful way, though the first generation leader of the America who wrote this motto, they have something in their mind, but our pursuit is an eternal pursuit, and we will try to understand that. Those who do not have the conception of this Advaita Vedanta, absolute Vedanta, Advaita, they may consider the teachings of this great Astavakra as blasphemous. Why? He is saying, why you are pursuing for God, whom you are searching, why you are meditating. So this is a completely different conception. Even all other religions, when they talk about the God, and they always consider God is the highest and one should not say that I don't understand God or I don't want God. But here in the Advaita Vedanta, this is very clearly mentioned. And that was little toned down, we can say, by the Shankaracharya. So when we read the Shankaracharya, it's a lot of toned down thing. But the Astavakra and Shankara's guru's guru, when they talk about it, it's a completely different thing. So friends, we should have to prepare our mind, we should have to understand this is the highest truth. Some people, they realized, and that is the real truth, oneness. And again, the Vedanta, they say the oneness, how it is possible? Because there cannot be two. The moment there is two, the moment there is the Dvaitism, duality, there will be conflict. And naturally, we cannot accept that conception of the infinite. How it is possible? The two means occupying a little portion. Maybe one is big, maybe one is small, but still it is not infinite. So infinite, that conception, that idea can be only with one. We can call it Brahman, we can call it Bhagavan, we can call it God, we can call it in different name, any name that we want. But the conception is infinite, it is absolute, it is all pervading. There cannot be two. This is the one idea. And second comes then what we are. This whole universe has so much of people and other beings. So many of us, birth is there, growing up is there, decay is there, death is there, the circle we see again and again. And we see in the nature also, a tree is germinating, growing up, giving fruits, then dying, then again growing up. The circle we always see. What is all this? Now the Advaita Vedanta, the Vedanta that we are going to study, the Vedanta that we are studying from the teachings of the Astavakra is absolute Advaita. And there is no conception of two. We have completed, those who are continuously studying this book, following the classes, you know that we have already completed the 15th chapter, and today we are going to study the 16th chapter, and the term is Vishesha Upadesham, the special instruction. Why? Instruction is there, practice is already there, realization already there. And who was the student? Janaka. The Janaka was not having his body consciousness. He was completely free from all attachment. There was no desire in his mind. But still, after being a Brahmagyani, he was performing in a very wonderfully the responsibility of a king. He was ruling a kingdom. He was a great administrator. Everything he was perfectly doing, but knowing that I am not attached to all this. That is the state. We will come to that those who say that we want this world, they are only a small group and they are not that way realized soul, because they have the hatred for the other things. Oh, I don't like to eat this, I don't like to go over there, I don't like to talk, negative, 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 they go on. There's also a process. Neti, neti, not this, not this. And in the beginning, it is, of course, that is the only process. You have to say no, 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 no. Then come iti, iti. Oh, this is all, everything is nothing but that consciousness. So this way it becomes completely neutralized. No aversion and no attachment. That is the state where Astavakra is leading us. Now we will read from here. We are the only one, that is the Guru is teaching. Why this knowledge is so difficult? Because the unreal, manifold universe is constantly engaging our minds. Therefore, we cannot have knowledge of the self. Constantly, in different way, different form it comes. One monk, he was meditating and freeing his mind from all the attachment. Then suddenly he saw, the one day he has gone to the river for bathing, he saw a fawn is just floating and it may die. Then naturally the kindness came. He went and took the fawn, brought it to home. Then for that little fawn you have to give the milk. So he had to go to the distant villages to collect the milk and to feed the fawn. Then it started growing and started visiting this place and that place, and now he was concerned whether the tiger will come, and by that way the one pointed mind that he was having on his meditation, that was diverted to this. The affection also. You may question whether the people should not have the affection. You should. Of course it should be. If the monk is a sadhu, is a holy person, is not having that feeling for others, then he is not a holy person at all. But no attachment, that also we have to understand. So this is the way we should understand, and then slowly prepare ourselves for the highest goal, that is Advaita Vedanta. Self being the subject, nothing can reveal it. The intellect, the study of the Veda, the power of speech, nothing. There's sometimes some people so nicely they will put it. And when we read their or hear their lectures and read their books, writings, then we are motivated. Good. But that cannot help us. So that's why Vishesha Upadesham, the special instruction, all the other practices, etc., we have already completed. And we'll also go through that in other few the chapters that is there. But here today, the Astavakra is telling us only one point you should keep in mind. A very important instruction. What is that? You should be free from desire. Those who are the student of Ma Sharada Devi, you know, in our biography, the one person was asking, Mother, how to get liberation? By practicing japa? By practicing meditation? Or practicing other spiritual austerities? The mother said, of course, that helps. But then she said, if you can become free from desire, this moment you will be free. Free from desire. Friends, this is the thing, and we do not know how the desire comes. Very subtle way it will be coming. And that is very, very difficult to the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to say that a thread will never pass through the eye of the needle if there is a little thing, the fiber is coming out. It won't pass through that needle. And that little fiber is our desire, very subtle desire. And that is called Eshana. The Lokaishana, Putraishana, Vittaishana, there are so many Eshana. Eshana means the desire. The Hinduism, the Sanatana Dharma, they always say, be free from desire. Then someone questioned, realization of God or the realization of Brahman is also Eshana, is also desire. Then Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, no, that cannot be considered as the vasana. So we should be very clear that this is the goal that we have to achieve. And what is the goal? Free from desire. When we shall be free from our attachment with our body and mind, we shall realize ourself. Now, in the very first verse of the 16th chapter, Astavakra is telling, Achaksha srinu ba tata nana shastrani anekasha tathapi natava shwastham sarva bismaranat rite. Oh dear, Tata. Tata means my dear son. Tata is when they are junior, they used to call Tata. And very lovingly. Why? Because I like you. And you are trying to realize God, so I like you. The religious people, they always like those who are free from the desires. That's why when the young Narendranath, maybe hardly 17 years, when he first entered into the room of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna stood up and welcomed him. Why? Because he could see that within the mind of this young man, from a rich family is having no desire. So that is the main thing, no desire. Achaksha srinuva tata, oh dear, you may explain scriptures or hear them. Nana shastrani anekasha achaksha srinu. Achaksha, explaining. I read and then I explain. I understand in my own way, then I explain that. So many people are doing. Everywhere. In all religious organization, if you go, there are the spiritual leaders are there. They'll be explaining their own scripture. Everywhere, in their own way. And they're satisfied, they're very happy. They're thinking this is the main thing you can do. And at the same time, you can listen to it. Devotees, for 30 years, 40 years, they are attending those lectures, listening and listening. Tathapi, still. Natava shwastam, you won't realize that, you won't establish in the self. Why? Unless sarva bismaranat rite. Sarva, everything, bismaranat, forget. Unless and until you are forgetting everything. And what is that, those everything? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he gave only one, that is ahamkara. That's the ego. When you are egoistic, and ego, that is me, associated with this body and mind, and then it goes on developing relation with so many. So sarva vismaranat, you have to forget everything. You know that sometimes some people, they take drugs and they forget everything. Sometimes, and drug etc. Maybe sometimes there's a lot of drinking wine, they forget who are they. They'll go to somebody else, then somebody else. It goes on like that. So this is the way that all funny stories are there about the drunkards. The one person who was there every time used to come in the midnight after drinking and will be knocking the neighbor's door. And the neighbor told, friend, why you unnecessarily disturb us? Why don't you make that something that you will understand, this is your house? So, okay, I will do that. Next evening he went out, came back, and the dead night, and he was knocking the another door. Then he said, what is it? Why you are knocking at my door again? So I kept the mark, and that mark is a cow who is lying before the door. When I was going out, that cow was there lying before my door, and now he is sitting over here. So this is my house, you better go out. So he was fighting. So why he forgets? And people, they will say, okay, now they are in this condition, okay, forget about them. They won't consider them that seriously. By taking the drugs, if one forgets the body and all environments, is he going to achieve this knowledge? No, never. Why? It is only covering that particular moment, that particular time. The mind is covered. He is going to another delusion, from one delusion to another delusion. And when he comes back, he is there. Sometimes in the deep sleep, we always go, the sushupti, that we go into that. But when we come back again from the deep sleep, we are that very ignorant person. It won't help. It says that from the deep sleep also it is not helping. Only self-knowledge, knowledge of the truth, destroy the false knowledge of the world. Knowledge of the truth, what is that? There is no world at all. There is no samsara. There is no creation. When I am saying this and you are listening, so obviously in the mind it is thinking, is it true? How can this be? Because the whole world we see and our relatives, our family, our so beloved children, our job, our property. So many things are there. We cannot take this idea, as they call it, we cannot digest this idea. But this is truth. This is the truth. The more we grow in our experience, in our knowledge, the more we understand this. So this is the way. You remember that Swami Vivekananda wanted to get the knowledge of the God. He came, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna touched him to see how far he can understand. Then that young boy, that Narendranath, he started shouting, "What have you done to me? I have my father, I have my mother, I have my family. Where I am going? I am losing everything, all consciousness of this world." Then Sri Ramakrishna, he was shouting, he was crying. Sri Ramakrishna once again touched him and brought his mind back and said, okay, up to this. That means he is not ready yet. So that all bondages are there, and we think all these things are very, very permanent, very, very real. The same Vivekananda, the same Narendranath, when he grew into that knowledge, what he said? He said, all that we see is nothing but the miracle of God. It was the mirage. It was the great Advaitin. He spreaded all Vedanta everywhere. So this is, we have to understand. If you go to India and if you go to Himalaya, there's a beautiful Ramakrishna Mission Center is there. That's called Advaita Ashram. I joined in that ashrama. If you go over there in the Himalaya, they will allow you to stay for 3 nights. And you can feel there's nothing is there. The Belur Math you go, so many temples, so many gods and goddesses, every day so much of rituals are going on. The same organization, monastery, if you go to Mayabati, Swamiji said, at least one center should practice the Advaita, and they are practicing that till now. You go, no temple, no God, it is only you and you and you alone. So the monks are practicing that ultimate knowledge, and really it is difficult. Bhogam karma samadhimba kuru vigya tathapite chittam nirastra sarva asham te ati artham rochaishyati. In the second verse of the 16th chapter, Vigya, O wise one, enjoyment, bhogam, work, karma, or meditation, samadhi, would not calm your mind because desire will still be there. Samadhi means deep meditation. It means deep meditation. And when from the deep meditation also we come back, again all those desires are there. Again they will go on surfacing. So this is the reason. If you are, oh wise man, he is addressing wise man, not ordinary person. The wise person, that means they know about the truth. They know that everything is nothing but the Supreme Self. At least intellectually they know. That's called Vigya. Vigya in Sanskrit, wise. Enjoyment? No. And we are having so many varieties of enjoyment. Sometimes some people, when they will go on chanting, they enjoy. Some people, they will sing the bhajans. And if you look at the kirtan, they sing kirtan and they'll be dancing, they'll be crying, and they'll be rolling on the floor. But even then, when they stand up again, the desire coming back to their minds. So that is called the enjoyment, not only that physical enjoyment that we are, sometimes the spiritual enjoyment also. The people mostly they go for enjoyment, not enlightenment. I always I'm not an enlightened person anyway, but still I go on harping on this. The enjoyment and enlightenment, entertainment and enlightenment. When you go and listen to a talk and the person is having the command over the language and he expresses that in such a nice way, we really get moved by that. Entertainment, no doubt. When you go and see a movie or a theater that the people are enacting the holy characters, we are moved, entertainment. So all these are nothing but the entertainments that don't help. Enlightenment. What is that enlightenment? We will come to that. But going on harping on one place, no desire, no desire, no desire. That desire, they're completely free from all desire. So, O wise man, the enjoyment, bhogam, karma, when we are performing the work, and sometimes we are working for God. In different organization you go, the people, they are working for God. But when they are working for God, there will be jealousy, there will be hatred, there will be anger, there will be pride. Why? This is my church, and I am getting more donation for my church. My church should be better than all other churches. And when I go and talk to the other people who have not visited that church, please come, that is our church, that have this, that. Desire again. So one has to understand, it goes so subtle. You're not saying for yourself, you're saying for a holy place, that's also good. Comparing with others, that is good. But still that cannot help you to get the liberation. So this is, sometimes you will find Hindu, but they have a temple. When they are visiting other temple, Hindu temple, they will say, our temple is better than this temple. Temple of God. But even then it goes on. Why? My ego. We have. So why these so many branches of religious organization? The same religion. Each and every religions are having hundreds of branches. And the Hindus, so many varieties of branches are there. Some are worshipping Rama, some are worshipping Krishna, some are worshipping Kali, some are worshipping Ganesha. All Hindus under the one umbrella. But if you say the person who is worshipping Ganesha, will you accept Kali? He said, no, I can accept that much. I can go and bow down, but my God is Ganesha. Same way the Krishna and the Rama and the Shiva. Go to the Christians, same Jesus. But there will be so many varieties of schools and churches, so many. And maybe even the Christians don't know how many Christian sects are there, so many varieties. But only one God, that is Jesus. And only one, the scripture, that is Bible. But why these differences? I am explaining the words of Jesus in my own way, and I develop a school. That is there. So the desire and the ego and fraction. Through this way only it goes on multiplying, multiplying, multiplying. So this is, we have to understand, an individual person. He wants to get liberation. Liberation from the bondage of everything. And what is that bondage? Desire. And the desire slowly defined. First I was thinking that it is me and my family, and then that goes me and my country and my society, me and my philosophy and my church. It goes on changing, but ultimately what is that? It's a me, I. So all these varieties, we have to be very careful about that. Even the meditation, sometimes the deep meditation, when we go, we feel joy, but when we come back, all the desires are there waiting for us. When you get up, you are ready for some other things. So it won't go calm your mind. People suffer because they do not know the secret of joy. Astavakra, I am not quoting the Sanskrit, I am giving the running meaning in English. The people suffer because they do not know the secret of joy. What is that? What is the secret of joy? Eradicate all desire and perform all actions if you like. Eradicate all desires. Nispriha. No spriha. Spriha means desire. Nispriha. Ni means negative. Spriha is the desire. No desire. Even I don't like to realize God because I am that. What I am going to go? Where I am going to go to see God? So that is the highest level. So what is that source of joy? Desire free. Completely. Ma Sharadamani Devi also said, Nirvasana. Vasana, desire. Ni, negative. Nirvasana. If you become completely free from desire, you realize the self this very moment. Eradicate all desire and then perform all action if you like. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, you must first achieve the Advaita Jnana. And having that Advaita Jnana in your possession, go anywhere you like. Do anything you like. Why? You won't get attachment. Friends, this is the religion. Religion is realization, Swami Vivekananda said. And what to realize? That I am not bound. I am ever free. Only my problem that I think that I am bound. I think. So you have to overcome that. When I think that I am bound, then what to do? So obviously the Guru, they come and they go on telling you, you are not, you are not, you are not. You are free, free, free. So this is the level. We are discussing about the Vedanta. I am not discussing the Dvaita. So naturally, here the Guru means not like the Guru of the Dvaita condition, the duality. There the Guru is very important. Here Guru is important, Advaita, but only give the instruction and there it ends. Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi. Go. So this is the way the man of knowledge is free from duality. The duality, the conception of duality, it should not be there. The moment we talk about the duality, we utter the word duality, we think that, oh, there is God and here is a devotee, that is duality. No. Even in the mind, when I feel happy and unhappy, that is also duality. When I feel that I am free and I feel I am in bondage, that is also duality. So what is that duality? Idam kritam, idam naiti, dandvi muktam yada manaha, dharma artha kama moksheshu, nirapeksham tatha bhaved. Tada bhaved, by that way he will become. So what? Dual thoughts is idam kritam. This is to be done. I will do it. So what is the next program? I will do it. I will. So that I is constantly going on, and that is the desire. Idam kritam. The people, those who understand this particular knowledge of Advaita Vedanta will understand. At the fag end of his life, Swami Vivekananda, the great Vivekananda, the motivator and the great organizer, he said, when at the fag end of his life, I am ready, my Lord. He was addressing perhaps to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Jai Prabhu Jai. Well, I am coming, my Lord, I am coming. Then he said, let the dead bury their dead. Mrite shatkar mritera karuk. Let the dead bury their dead. So all these things that is happening, what? We are thinking the great work we are doing, the great reformation we are bringing. Well, in what? So when that ultimate knowledge dawns, then we see, oh my God, what I was doing, it's all child's play. I was thinking is so the different way, but it is just nothing but the game. So I will do it. Idam kritam idam na iti dandai muktam yada mana. Friends, I am remembering Vivekananda again and again. It is automatically coming in the mind because this is the 4th of July. In the 4th of July, the great soul who came to guide us, the Swami Vivekananda, he left his mortal coil. He left the body on this particular day and completely conscious. He was taking the name of God. Then the brahmachari could hear the attendant who was there, the novice, he could hear the last time he called Mother, Mother, that is the Divine Mother. And he called in such a softness of a child. Then he left the body. The great Vivekananda, Vedantin Vivekananda. And he reformed the whole Hinduism. It's a new Hinduism that we see nowadays. It is his creation, Vivekananda's creation. And he could do it in 10 years only. He started his ministration, he started his spiritual life. Only we can say about 10 years, and he left in 39, when he was only 39. So that is the 10 years we see, and then he left. Within these 10 years he did so much, and his best contribution to the human society and spiritual organization, the Ramakrishna Mission and Sharada Mission. He gave this. So the broad-minded boys and girls, they come and join, they dedicate themselves for this service. And the motto is Atmana Moksha Jagat Hita. That is his idea. When I am going to liberate myself spiritually, and as a byproduct, I am helping the world also. I am not selfish. I am at the same time I am helping the world. How? By giving them the spiritual knowledge, helping them in the materialistic world also. So that is Vivekananda. Those who have read, and those who have not gone through the biography of Vivekananda, I would request, there are 2 great books are there, 2 volumes, by the Eastern and Western disciples, that Swami Vivekananda's biography, Eastern and Western disciples. And those who are very much interested about the work that we did in America and Europe, you can read. There are few volumes are there. There's a great work by Mary Louise Burke, and she got the name as Gargi. Her work on Vivekananda, new discoveries. Every step that Vivekananda traveled over here in America and Europe, she followed and researched and gave the wonderful picture how that young man of 29 years old, he was working, and in 39 he left everything and went back to the holy abode. The Vivekananda we remember, Vivekananda, that is the Vedantin, and in that Vedantin, in his mind, there is no desire at all. So that's why when the American friends, they were asking Swamiji, let us sit and make a plan, his reply was, I don't make any plan. I do my mother's work. Whatever the divine inspiration comes, I only do that. So he is working, intently he is working, but without any attachment, without any desire. There is no desire for name, fame, or anything. So the Vivekananda is the living example of what we are reading today. So this I will do and this I won't do. No, you have to be free from that. When one can become free from the dual thoughts, one become indifferent too. There are great, it's called the Purushartha. A person should try to reach over there, the pursuit of this dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. In Mahabharata, in details, they have discussion is there about it. Dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Char purushartha, 4 purusharthas, 4 goals. But here, this Advaitin, he never bothers about that. What is that dharma? Righteousness. I am not going to do anything because I am already holy. That is. Artha, no question of that. The riches, the property, the prosperity, nothing is necessary. Kama, desire of different, no, nothing necessary. And also moksha. Moksha means the ultimate goal of the human life. And this Vedantin will say, where to go? What is that moksha? I was not ever bound by anything. The 4th of July, Americans are celebrating their independence. 16th August, the Indians, they celebrate their independence. But the British, they don't have an Independence Day. All through, they are free. I am just giving you the information that all you know. Similarly, we can say, a Vedantin will say, I am ever free. I was not bound by anything. So why you are asking me, hey, you have to fight for the liberation? I am already free. Why should I have to fight? So that condition, no Purushartha at all. Purushartha means goals. Because I have to achieve this, achieve this, achieve this. This is a beautiful Indian society. They thought in so wonderful way. They first gave the all moral values. As a student, you should do this. And as a householder, you should do this. As a retired person, you should do this. As then afterwards, you should completely dedicate your soul at the feet of God. So that is called dharma, artha, kama, moksha. But already liberated one, for him no beginning, no end. All this is the same. So we are reading, getting this instruction from the Astavakra about that. Now, here it says, the end of the pursuit of happiness, criticizing the duality the Rishi Astavakra is telling. What is that? He says, Virakta Vishaya Deshta, Ragi Vishaya Lalupaha, Graha Moksha Bihinastu, Na Virakta, Na Ragavan. And he is one who rejects the sense objects is Virakta. The sannyasins are known as Virakta, another Sanskrit word. Virakta means he never likes it. Rather, he gets agitated in the nearness, in the approach of that particular object. I don't want all these things. That's called Virakta. Virakta Vishaya Bhratat. This in Shankaracharya, he says in his Viveka Chudamani. So the word Virakta means one who doesn't want the sense objects. Virakta. And just opposite to that, Ragi. What is that Ragi? He wants all those. Very much drawn to those objects. So Virakta and Ragi. But it is the same coin, upwards and reverse of the same coin. If you have the anger for some object, that means there may be attachment for that object too. The one must be the way, why I am criticizing this. One of the young disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, he used to criticize the women. Why? I like to be monk, I don't like to see their face, I don't like to go do this. And another, Swami, the young people, they used to do like that. Sri Ramakrishna's advice was, why? Don't you have the mother, the aunties, your sisters in your home? Live like that. The more you hate them, the more it will be in your mind. So this is the teaching, this is the training. The one should be very careful. One who rejects the sense objects is virakta, and one who accepts the sense objects is ragi. We have to become neutral, having established firmly in knowledge of the self, having constantly aware about the oneness of the Atman. The realized soul cannot find difference in secular and sacred. And this is the teachings of Swami Vivekananda. Our training, the Ramakrishna Mission monks and the Sarada Mission nuns, there is a complete different organization. They also grow in the ideology of Ramakrishna Vivekananda Mahasarada. The girls, the educated girls, they can join over there, and they can also dedicate their life for this particular ideology. They call Sarada Mission. We don't have, the boys don't have that any connection with them. The two different organizations, but with the same ideology. And in the Ramakrishna Mission, which is known as the Vedanta Society in the American Western world, so we practice this. What is that? As Vivekananda's teaching, we are, all around us is the world. But our practice is not to get attached to this. That is our sadhana. We never say no, no, no. Some people will be, no, ladies should not come, ladies should not enter into the temple. I am not going to talk to the ladies. That is their sadhana. I am not criticizing. But ours says, those who are coming, it is all devotees. Let them come, let them sit, and we will talk to them, but no attachment. Sometimes some people, they get attached and they had to leave the monastic life. So that is also, their examples are there. But one who is trying to fight to get this knowledge must be strong, must be clear in his idea. Then only he can reach. It is in every life. So the marching forward, marching towards that ultimate, that is called the sadhana, the spiritual practice. Friends, we are studying Astavakra Samhita. But many of you have studied Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, it has been termed in the last second chapter, the last verse, I think 72 words. This particular condition has been termed as Brahmi Sthiti. The Brahmi Sthiti, oneness with the Brahman. Sthiti is leaving. With what? Brahman. What is that Brahman? Knowledge, consciousness. The consciousness of one and never two. So last word of the second chapter, which is Samkhya Yoga, it is Brahmi Sthiti. In the second chapter, verse 54, Arjuna is asking, he wanted to know the characteristics of a realized person, because the Krishna told that you should have these. Then the Arjuna told, how can I realize, how can I understand? Among so many people there is a realized soul. And Bhagavan Krishna, very wonderful, we should go back to that two verses of the Bhagavad Gita to get our Astavakra more clear, the idea about the Astavakra. And from 55 through the 72 verses express the characteristics of a realized soul. And he begins with that. The second chapter, 55 verse of the Bhagavad Gita, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan Atmannevatmana tushta sthita pragyastadochyate. Sthita pragya. This is the word that has been used in the Bhagavad Gita by Sri Krishna. And what is the sthita pragya? Pragya means the knowledge. Sthita, steady. There is steady wisdom. What is the steady wisdom? I alone exist and nothing else. All the desires from the mind, prajahati yada kaman sarvan parth manogatan. From the mind, all desire, prajahati. Jahati means giving up. Ragi and also virakta. These two words we learned. The virakta means one who has given up. And here it says jahati. Jahati means giving up. And pra means prakrishta. Perfectly. There is no little. Some people, those who are having the diabetic, they give up the sweets. But do you think they have given up the sweets? The desire for sweet is already there in the mind. If the doctor says, oh, you can eat, no problem, I am there, he'll be the first person to go and grab rasgulla. So like that it goes. That desire should not be there in the mind, not even the least. So pra means prakrishta, pra means perfectly, jahati, giving up. So why jahati they could say, virakta they could say, no, it says prajahati. There should not be any desire. Where? From the mind. From the mind it should go away completely. And why they say mind? Mind, you know, there are 4 compartments are there. Mana, buddhi, chitta and ahamkara. This chitta part of the mind is the storehouse of all the impressions. And here when the Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, mana, he means the chitta part. And that means there should not be any impression of that also. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. Then how you will survive? Atmanneva atmana tushta sthita pragya tad uchyate. He is sthita pragya. Here in the Astavakra he says he is a free soul completely. And Krishna says sthita pragya. Why? He is living in the Atman only. In the second we find dukkeshu anudvigna mana. The mind is not shaken by adversity. Dukkeshu anudvigna mana. Sukheshu bigatas priya. Why Krishna is telling this? Because naturally the Arjuna asked, how I will understand this particular person established in the knowledge? And he said that he has given up all desire. It is internal. How you will know that he has given up or not is very difficult. That's why the hypocrisy in the religion is so much. You won't be able to understand most of the things in spirituality is inside. You won't be able to go and judge in that way. But Krishna is very clever. He is giving the example and outward expressions, behavior of that particular person who is claiming that he is a sthita pragya. He is claiming that he is the man of steady wisdom. But how he will act, how he will behave, I will say only 3 lines. He is not shaken by the adversity. Dukkeshu anudvigna mana. Some problems are coming. He may be, oh, we have to stop this, we have to do that. Then afterwards it is all over. So, you know that one Swamiji was there. He was the disciple of the mother. And he was born and brought up in that particular village where mothers were born. And he came in a very young age and he used to be with the mother, and afterwards when he grew up he became a monk of the Ramakrishna mission, and he was a very highly respected person, but behavior was just like a child. So simple. I met him two, 3 times. I had the good luck to meet him. Said that Swami, he was telling that in this way. His behavior was just like a child. Dukkeshu anudvignamana. You know, the Jairambati, and it was too much in those days, the dacoits used to come. And one day the dacoits group came in the big number. That time the monks and the devotees, they were taking food. And Polish is naturally far away, is a village. So they could not contact Polish by that way. The dacoits came. One of the brahmacharins, he was very intelligent, he took the old Swami and he left him under a tree. Said, Swami, you should be here and don't go out because the dacoits are there, they may do harm you. So he kept him over there. And afterwards, when all these things were over, the people came, Polish came, dacoits left. Then they remembered, it was almost 1 or 2 hours. After that, when they remembered, where is that Swami? The brahmachari told, I kept him under that tree. And they went and he saw, he spread his chadar, and then he is sleeping nicely. Then one Swami told, Swamiji, you are in charge of this ashram, and the dacoits came and you are sleeping. He told, I am not having any work. You people, whatever the thing to do, calling police or talking with the dacoits and all these things you were doing, I was not having any job. So why unnecessarily spend time sitting over here? So I slept. Dukkeshu anudvignamana. What is going to happen? Nothing. The little babies on the lap of the mother, what is happening all around? They don't bother. Just like that. Anudvignamana. Sukheshu bigata spriha. And when there is a happiness, they are not attached to that. Bita, raga, bhaya, krodha. Bita has gone. What? Raga, bhaya and krodha. Raga means the attachment. Bhaya means the fear. And krodha means anger. Nothing is there. And then one thing is still there in his characteristics. Sarvatra anavisneya. His love is equal to everyone. Sarvatra anavisneya. Friends, we will conclude this particular chapter with the last verse I will read. It is not the last, 8th verse. Pravitto jayate rago. Nravitto desha ebahi. Niddanda balabadhiman. These 3 lines I have taken. So what we should do, as long as desire continues, that is the problem. It happens all the time. When the desires are there, as long as desire continues, which is the root of the state of indiscrimination. I am reading from this book. This is the 7th verse that explains. Root of the discrimination, root of this indiscrimination. What is that? Desire. There will verily be the sense of attachment and aversion, which is the branch and shoot of the tree of samsara. This is called samsara vriksha. This is the tree of these multifarious things, this samsara. So how to get rid of that? 8th verse, that is pravitto jayate raga. Activity begets attachment. Pravritti. Pravritti means different type of desire. Then nivritto desha evahi. Aversion comes from that. Abstention of that, aversion comes. So these 2 we have to give up. And one Swami, long back when I joined in the Ramakrishna order, he said, don't seek, don't shun. As a Ramakrishna mission, we are the missionaries. The organization will ask me to do some work, and there should not be any choice. Swami, I like to do this work and not this type of work. Not like that. Anything given to you, just accept that. Don't seek. Don't shun. Don't say no. Why? Everything is same. I don't have any desire. That should be the attitude of a monk. Pravittu jayate rago, nivrittu desha eva hi, nirdanda balava dhiman. Dhiman means the intelligent one will be just like the baby. Wherever the mother is keeping the baby, putting the baby, he is happy, sitting over there. When he is hungry, he will be crying, and the mother will come and feed the baby. The baby, just like that, live in the hand of the mother. Friends, tomorrow is the Guru Purnima, a great day. So particularly for the Hindus, the Guru is a great conception. And tomorrow we will try to discuss about Mad Guru, Jagat Guru. How the Guru conception of the Guru is the all-pervading. So we have learned today in the 16th chapter that we have to behave like a baby, no attachment, no aversion. Whatever is happening, just I am on the lap of the great swan. That is the Paramahamsa. But here it says, I am the Atman. I am not having anything, any bound. So obviously, I am completely fulfilled. Thank you very much. And is there any question?
Yeah, 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 questions. First question from Shaunok Ray. Maharaj, will devotion with true knowledge lead to liberation?
Yeah. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna very clearly he mentioned the pure devotion and pure knowledge are the same thing. The devotion to one and knowledge also leads us to one. So both are same.
Second question also from Shaunok Ray. Prabhu, I just want you. I don't want anything. Can this be termed Advaita?
This is the approach of the moment you say Prabhu, that means you are accepting God as your master, and there is a duality. That means God is separate and I am separate, and I am the servant of that great God. So Prabhu. This is not the Advaitic approach. This is the dualistic approach.
Second, the last question is from Harish K. Pandey. Duality is an art. To understand it and use it correctly, one has to realize the spirit of non-dual, which is progressive harmony in existence.
That is that way also you can express. So this is different people's expression, but in traditional Hinduism, they take 2 paths. One is duality, another is monism, that or non-dual, dual, non-dual. Dvaita, Advaita. Shankaracharya, he was the expounder of the Advaita, and the Madhvacharya and others also, they were the expounder of the Dvaita. There is nothing wrong. According to our taste, according to our understanding, according to our capacity, we should take one path and we should hold to that. Friends, I am actually reading, and you are reading with me, and as a scripture that is dedicated and completely to the higher Vedanta, the high Vedanta. Naturally, when we are discussing in this, not that we are discarding the Dvaita. We are just reading that, and obviously when we are reading chemistry, we are not discussing about the physics. So that is like this only. We are discussing Advaita Vedanta, and we are giving stress on the teachings of the Astavakra Gita.
One other question from Noora Gamesh. Pranam Maharaj, how to transform us from entertainment to enlightenment?
That is a good question, Ramesh ji.
Noora.
Noora. So this is the first, see, we are children. When in the realm of the spirituality, we are really children. And children, when they go to the temple, they don't bother about the God. They always are concerned about the prasad. There's sometimes banana, sometimes mango. So they're very happy. And sometimes there'll be sweets. But when they regularly go, they develop a habit. And when that habit takes them to the temple, they start developing devotion for that particular god or goddess. And then they start learning. Then ultimately, they hear that the morality is necessary to get the blessings of God. By this time, they are interested to get the blessings of God, and they come to know the morality you have to practice. Then only you will get the blessings of God. And after the blessings of God, when you practice morality, you enter into the realm of spirituality. And in the realm of spirituality, you are not practicing morality at all. You become that. And there will be no wrong step. Thank you. From that to this is a transformation. So let us begin with the entertainment, and don't stick to that entertainment. Enlightenment is the ultimate. Thank you. Let us say Shanti 3 times and pray for those who are suffering all over the world, and pray to that Almighty to remove all those sufferings. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om. Why it takes so long? So almost